trying and like his friends hold him back. It's so fucking sad, bro. It's
so
devastating.
sinister.
It is sinister. That's what it is.
I've been looking for that word this entire
evil
episode. It's sinister.
Yes,
it is. This is not even it. This isn't humane.
No,
this is just like how much more are you gonna break this guy down?
The Geese part destroyed me. I'm not even joking. I was sobbing for 10 minutes because I was like, Lenore's Geese. It literally, I was hysterical for 10 minutes crying about that.
I'm crying now. Like, oh my fucking God. Disgusting.
I know.
I hated her.
I hated her. She was awful.
And I loved
when Maysilee bitch slapped her.
Katniss's dad punches Peeta's dad to save him. I can cry.
I know. And
hi everyone, welcome back. I'm Ale.
And I'm Carla, and this is Booked and Buzzin'.
From bestseller to hidden gems, we're going to be sharing our thoughts, reviews, and all the latest buzz in the book world.
Today we're going to be diving into Sunrise on the Reaping by Suzanne Collins, the prequel book that follows Haymitch's Hunger Games.
That's right. We finally made it to the most recent release, and we are sipping on some Blackberry mojitos. This is the same recipe that we did a few episodes ago because it's that good.
Yeah.
So we are going to eventually get more creative, but we really liked it.
It is really good.
It is really good. I really enjoyed it.
And the mango date one, that
one's
really
totally
good
coming back.
Yeah.
That one was really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got two good hits.
Yeah.
After Snow's disaster. Snow lands on the bottom.
That one
awful.
It literally did though. Like did you see the condensation of everything in the bottom of the drink?
Oh my God, that was disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
It was like separating.
Yep.
Ugh. No. Okay, so that was not good. So a little bit about our set. So we have the book. Mm-hmm. And you were telling me that there is a special edition that I did not know about.
Yeah, there's a Barnes & Noble special edition. I think that the cover looks a little bit different. It's the same. It's purple and gold, but I think there's like a different pattern, I guess, on it. And then I think the edges have a pattern also.
I love spade edges.
I know.
It's like my thing.
It hasn't come out yet.
I mean,
it comes out in
everybody's
November.
thing.
But I don't know if it's going to have special content inside. I doubt it. I think the only thing special edition about it is just how it looks.
Let's just look at it really quick.
Okay.
You want to know why? Because I am such a sucker for special editions.
I know.
Wow.
I think there's like a quote on the spine. Or not the spine, the edge.
Our tears will not be used for their entertainment. This book.
Mm-hmm.
Stop. All right, we'll get to it. So I'm actually going to buy this book now.
I think I got it on Barnes & Nobles, but I think you can get it on different websites too.
Okay. I have to calm down.
Why?
I think I've ordered like 5 different special editions.
What other special edition?
So I ordered the Twilight one that I finally got to it. I ordered the new one by Calabasas, the one that I told you about, with I think it's R.F. Kuang.
You did tell me this.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And then I got the special edition of the fan fiction that we talked about, Manacled.
You got it?
I got it.
Are you gonna read it?
Fuck yeah.
Oh my God. I've heard so many good things about it.
I have heard so much about it that I have to get, like I already pre-ordered it.
You read the Harry Potter books, right?
Yeah.
So you liked Hermione? I mean, who doesn't like Hermione?
Yeah.
I haven't read the book.
You've never read the fan fictions?
No. I don't think I've read any Harry Potter fan fiction, which is crazy because I did go through a fan fiction phase.
Same. But I think I did a fan fiction of Twilight. I think that was my phase.
What did I do a fan fiction of?
I think that's what it was.
I actually don't even want to say it on camera.
Oh God.
Did you ever watch Naruto?
No.
It's an anime.
Yeah.
And the main character is Naruto, Sakura, and Sasuke. But there's this girl, Ino, and that's my bitch. I love Ino. And she doesn't get a lot of screen time because the main focus is fucking Naruto.
Right.
And his team, which is those two. So I would look up like fan fictions of Ino. And sometimes it would be like Ino and Shikamaru, which is like one of her teammates, or Ino and somebody else. But literally just to read about her, I would look up fan fictions.
I love that, though.
I loved her. I still do. She's a badass.
There are some fan fictions that are like,
no,
how honestly, is this not published? Yep.
A lot of fan fictions are so well written.
They're so good. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'm very excited about that. So I have like 3 up and coming, and I think I got another one. Let me just. Oh, and then I'm probably gonna get the one for When the Moon Hatched, because that one looked really pretty.
It was special edition, the one that you sent me.
Did you get it?
No, not yet.
Okay. We have to read it first.
I know. Well, we're reading it now.
Yeah.
I'm confused as fuck. Yeah. I have to keep flipping back and forth to the names. Huh. So what do you... Well, we're not talking about that. Let me chill. Because I was going to be like, what do you think of the main character so far? We're like on chapter, like what, 10? I'm like, what do you think of Raven? Her name's Rave, I'm pretty sure.
Rave? I was like, who's Raven?
Her.
Yeah. Rave. I have thoughts, but hold on.
Good thoughts or bad thoughts? I'm straddling the line. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, okay, wait. I've been watching a lot of TikTok people talking about...
Kendra? I'm just kidding.
Do not trigger me. Yes, Kendra, but no, I've been... Okay, so I don't really want to go too into it because it is very big on TikTok right now. But there is a book that came out on TikTok. Okay. Or not on TikTok, but there's a book that came out that's getting a lot of flack. Is that the word? Or slack? Flack?
Hate?
It's getting a lot of hate. And people...
The indie author?
Yes.
Okay.
And people have been taking this opportunity to talk about not necessarily that book, but other books that they're like, I'm so tired of this. One of them being like, I'm tired of authors like over explaining things to me. Like I can't make inferences. And then the other thing that I was like, oh, this kind of resonates for me is that they were like, I'm really tired of overly angry FMCs. Where like you're just like super pissed the whole book. And then they reference Quicksilver. They were like Quicksilver, like, why are you so hatefully angry the whole book?
So annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I totally agree.
That's something that's like circulating right now that people are talking about how like we're tired of seeing like a very one-dimensional female. Extreme. Yeah, like you're so badass because you're so angry and violent all the time. So stupid. I'm straddling the line on the character right now, given I'm like fucking 60 pages in on Rave, but she's giving like angry as fuck, which I don't mind right now, but there's a whole book, so I'm gonna need more from her. Again, 60 pages in, I'm sure that we're like haven't even scratched the surface.
Pretty close. Hopefully we stay the same so we can talk about it as we go. Okay.
Anyways, let's special talk about this devastation right here. I want to say that this book gutted me. I obviously knew what happens in Haymitch's story.
Right. But it did not make anything easier.
I was not ready for that. And I'm not joking. I cried for 10 minutes. I texted you. I cried for 10 minutes straight at the end of the book. And I will tell you the line that made me cry. We can go into that later if you want, or now, whatever you want.
Whatever you want.
This book destroyed me.
Yeah.
It really did. It punched a hole through my stomach and then like grabbed something and pulled it right back out.
I was in line at Michael's. Getting balloons and I was reading on my Kindle app and I got to a place in the book.
I know which part.
And I was crying at Michael's.
I think I know which part. Like, are you talking about Ampert?
No, actually. Well, that was terrible. But the part where I was when Maysilee goes to Haymitch. And I'll be your sister.
Yeah.
And it's just like, that the way that this character was described was she's a bitch.
Maysilee makes me want to cry.
Maysilee makes me like broke my heart.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah.
Like broke my heart into a million pieces because she was never supposed to be liked, and then you ended up loving her.
And the thing is too, like, she's very unapologetically herself. She never tries to be anything but herself. Yep. And she walks into this quarter quell being hated by Haymitch and Louella.
Yep.
And she doesn't try to change their perception. She doesn't try to explain herself. Like, why was I like this? She doesn't do a fucking thing to make them feel better about how she's treated them or who she's been. But you see as she goes that, like, she's more than just a bitch. Yeah. And that she is a good person. And she is nice.
She's so much more.
And when they're all in the arena training, because it's still rudimentary, but when they're in there, she starts braiding everybody's token into like, she didn't need to do that. She spent her whole time doing that instead of making allies, learning new things. Like, that's how she spent her time.
And then she was like wanting to keep watch together.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved how she clocked that it wasn't Louella.
Yeah.
Within like 2 seconds. She was like, who is this?
Okay.
Which, like, okay, I'm kind of dancing around. That was insane.
That had my jaw on the floor. At first, I thought that they, like, cured her.
Same.
And then, when you realize it's a completely different girl, I was like, what the fuck is this?
Disgusting.
Your boy Snow.
My boy Snow. Let me tell you about my boy Snow.
Tell me about, how do you feel about him now?
It's kind of trying to describe someone that you know is bad. And it's kind of like, okay, you know, those like relationships where you're like, I literally saw a TikTok about this the other day, but they were like, how embarrassing it must feel to have defended someone and then they end up being worse than you expected.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I felt.
Oh.
Because I feel like I read Snow's book and I loved Snow's book. And there was so much about him that was like, you know what it was? It was like, I felt like he was an underdog. Like, okay. I think he got to my heartstrings like that. I think he was an underdog and he was like wanting to land on top and like persevere and like he was going to stick himself anywhere. And then he ends up not only not being the underdog, but like on top. And he's vile.
He's horrible.
Vile. Like he didn't just end up being on top. He is on top and going out of his way to destroy people that had nothing to do with the war.
He's horrible.
Yeah,
hello,
vile.
He has the, I don't know what it's called, but like the chariot team, like the one who orchestrated the whole entrance of the game, he kills him through poison because of what happened, which was in kind of out of his control. Like, how was he supposed to?
There was no way to control that.
He was awful. Awful. We saw a side of Snow in this book that we didn't see in the Hunger Games, that we didn't see in his book. I mean, he was disgusting. And the way he communicates and the faces that Haymitch describes, you can see how like evil he is, how corrupted, how disgusting, how like smug and like vile.
Well, the word that's coming for me is also like almost like sociopathic. Like, just like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, no care.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's no empathy. Yeah. There's no, I feel kind of bad. There's no like, okay, that's the word. There's no conscience here. Like these people are mutts. Like these people are worse than the shit under my shoe.
And the way he talks about District 12, he sees his flint striker.
Yep.
And he's like, ugh, District 12 and their birds and you guys and your like disgusting birds. And he's like, and that
your mine
filthy
powder.
hub. And like he starts talking about the hob, and Haymitch is like, wait,
how do you know about
does he know about this shit?
I know.
And the thing
I was
is,
about to dive into them, but I think we're like
he does unnecessary things. So like for example,
okay, so that's what I'm
Louella,
saying.
you didn't need to do that.
What would have been the point of that?
To torture Haymitch.
Yeah.
Because of what he did.
Yep. And then I thought to myself, I was like, maybe he's doing that because like if she doesn't show up in the Hunger Games, and what is the cover story? Like, did a tribute die in the training center? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I mean, they could have just not shot her angle. You know what I mean?
100%.
And then it could have just been like, boom, she died in the arena, and
like
we didn't show it.
Yep.
In the bloodbath.
Yep.
He intentionally did that to fuck with Haymitch because Haymitch carried her to him and was like, look what you did. And he was like, bet. Bro, and esa niña, not only did you get a random girl who was obviously tortured and
it was
have
baby.
her.
It was a baby. She was like, what, 13?
I mean, Louella was young, so she had to match that age. But not only did you take somebody else who wasn't supposed to be in this and put them in, but you stuck something in her fucking ear. You made her go crazy.
Yep. To torture her.
It's unnecessary.
Her.
The things he does are unnecessary.
So how do you describe it? Because it's like, it's not just cruel. It's not just vile.
He's a psychopath. He enjoys torturing people.
Yeah.
Even, I don't want to talk yet about Louella's death, but even the way she dies, it's maniacal. You didn't need to do that. You could have gone about that a much more ruthless and effective way, but you wanted to torture him for the rest of his life.
I think that's what it was. It's torture.
He waited until Haymitch got home to set fire to his house. You could have done that when he was on the train. You could have done that whenever. You wanted him to see it.
Oh my God, that part. Stop.
He is a psychopath. He enjoys it. He enjoys, even when Haymitch is in the arena and after he floods it or whatever, that girl, he finds that girl. It's Maysilee is gone. It's him, the girl, and the other victor or tribute. And he's like, stay here. I'm going to go look for something. And a parachute comes. And what is it? Milk. And Haymitch is like, fuck, this is from Snow. He plays with people. He enjoys it. He was watching the screen and he was like, drink it. Go ahead. Or give it to the girl. So kill her.
He's a psychopath.
Or kill yourself. Choose. Yep. He is a psychopath because he does horrible things for his enjoyment.
It is enjoyment. Yeah, it has to be. So then this is the kind of thing that I'm just like in my head when you ask me like, your boys know. Well, like this is different than what I read in his book.
He's progressed, but Snow has always been ruthless.
Yes, but okay. But we didn't even get this side of him in the Hunger Games.
But we didn't see as much of him.
That's the thing. True.
I will say he was less ruthless in the Hunger Games, but there were more eyes on Katniss
than there were on Haymitch.
Yes.
Fair.
And I think even Joanna says at some point, I don't know if it was in the movie or in the book, but I think it was in the movie. She's like, the Capitol's not going to touch your sister. They're in love with her kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I think he was more limited on what he could do.
True. Because Katniss was a favorite, a crowd favorite. Haymitch was never really that
It's also favorite. Like how many years before the Hunger Games? It's
50 though.
So things have changed too. It's progressed, you know?
I mean, he would have had to be in charge of 40 games.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
My God, these games are disgusting.
They're horrible.
Oh my
horrible.
God.
Snow is maniacal. He's awful.
Yep.
This book served to a lot of people were like, we were thirsting over Snow in the movie, and this is how Suzanne Collins punished us.
Literally.
She was like, you like Snow? Bet. Let me show you. And I saw that quote before I read the book.
Actually so true. I think Snow's book,
because people were thirsting over him, like in the movies at least. They were like, he's so cute, blah, blah, blah.
I actually started the movie.
Yeah?
And I don't hate it. But, I mean, like, he's not all that. Like, you know that we're not a big fan of blondes.
No.
So, I don't know. But what I will tell you is that by reading Snow's book, I was way more partial to him than I was in the Hunger Games. And then Haymitch's book knocked me out of the park. Knocked me out of, like, any kind of understanding of Snow. I think he is evil.
He is. He is.
Oh my God.
I mean, he is cruel in the Hunger Games too, because he decides to not only punish Katniss, but every single other victor too. He decides to get rid of all of them.
Yeah, no, but...
And he also facilitates, you find out that, like, they're trafficked.
But the thing is, yes.
And you
Which is
can't
insane to me.
say that Snow doesn't have a hand in that.
He
because
totally
as
does.
you can see, he heavily controls the games.
He sells them.
Yes.
It's him. Even Phoenix says it.
So you do see some of his cruelty in the Hunger Games, but you get a very close-up look to him this time. And it's so crazy, obviously intentional, but it's so crazy how much of a connection he has with District 12. Because Lucy Gray is his demise in his book.
Yep.
A constant source of conflict for him indirectly because he's trying to save her. Then he comes down to 12 and everything goes to shit because he's in 12 and he chose to go to 12 for her. So she is a constant source of like
Stress.
Right. Then the next District 12 tribute that causes him problems, Haymitch. Then the one who incites the entire rebellion basically with the help of many, Katniss.
Okay. I think that he was that much harder on Haymitch because he was from District 12 and he was gathering attention.
I will say Haymitch was super fresh with the rebellious shit. He grabbed
He
dead
literally
Louella
did not care.
and
He didn't give a
outran
fuck.
peacekeepers and dropped her in front of Snow, thinking that it was going to be live TV. Or I think he knew like, oh, this may not even get air.
Yep.
But he was like, you're going to fucking see this.
To get a second.
Haymitch was bold.
Yeah. Oh,
I don't think for a moment that he deserved anything that happened to him. And what's so fucked up, he wasn't even reaped.
Let's start at the beginning.
Even fucking reaped.
This was the part where Suzanne Collins is just giving.
Yep.
Because what the fuck
I read,
do you mean?
and the District 12 boy is gets called up. And the second District 12 tribute, and I was like, Haymitch Abernathy. And it was like Kane or Cable. And I was like, what? I was like, wait, what the fuck?
Yep. And I was like, what the fuck could go so wrong? Stupid
Louella.
bitch.
So, in a lot of our comments, people have been comparing Louella to Sejanus.
Why?
Because she's reckless, rebellious, and it ends up fucking
No,
over
not
other people.
Louella.
Luella's not rebellious. Lenore.
Oh, okay.
Who's
I'm
Louella?
like, Louella's the little girl that died.
Okay, sorry. Lenore.
Lenore. I knew I didn't like her for a reason.
People have been comparing Sejanus to Lenore.
Yeah, because this makes sense with Suzanne Collins' writing.
Mm-hmm.
There's always a bitch that wants to fuck around and find out.
I don't think, look, Lenore comes from a different
Problematic, unnecessarily dramatic person.
Culture.
Yep. Okay.
No. And you and I know, being in an American country and being raised Hispanic, how different we see things compared to non-Hispanics, whether, you know, wherever you're from, but like it's different. We're raised with certain beliefs and ideals. She's Covey. She's not District 12. She is, but she's Covey. She was raised thinking that she's supposed to be free and this and that. So like, is she reckless? Yes. Does she get people in trouble? Absolutely. Is this all her fault? Yes.
Oh, thank God.
But it's in her nature to be different. It's how she was raised.
I don't think so. You were raised by, what were their names? Clark and Tam. Mm-hmm. They already lost Lucy Gray.
They did.
I know that they weren't fucking around teaching this girl shit different.
No, but they probably taught her history and she became enamored with it. You can tell she's enamored because
she's totally enamored. She's
talks
like
about
infatuated with like,
yes, with the possibility
to do this and that.
So I know that she's the problem. I do know that. I know that she caused, and it's awful.
Biggest problem.
Because of her, you can argue that Haymitch's family is dead.
100%.
He got reaped, and nobody had a single belief that he was going to survive. Not him, not Lenore. No one thought he was going to survive that shit.
Nobody. Ipagre. Dios mío. Okay, so let's start from there, actually. Okay. When this whole thing happens, this is the reason why I hate Sejanus and Lenore. Because your reign is getting everybody wet.
Yes.
That's my biggest fucking complaint with these two.
It is true.
And that is not what Gale did. Just saying. Anyways, moving on.
I'm sorry. His reign didn't get everyone wet?
Nope. He survived and he made people survive. And he saved a lot of people, including Katniss's family.
He saved a lot of people, but not everyone.
Yeah, but compared to Sejanus and Lenore that just fucked people over.
Well, they weren't in a full-blown rebellion.
They didn't save anybody.
They weren't in a full-blown rebellion.
Well,
and
thank God, because if it would have been up to them,
really take
they
it there,
never,
if you really want to take it there,
gotten anywhere.
If you really want to take it there, Gale didn't even do anything.
Gale did a lot.
No, he did things as soon as the rebellion began. He didn't do anything to cause rebellion.
No, he helped kindle the fire.
How?
Doing his thing.
What was his thing?
Kindling the fire.
In what way?
Because at least he was ready. He was
to do something and did nothing.
No, he
was ready but never did anything.
He did a lot.
What?
He
saved District 12.
That's enough.
But that was only after something happened. He didn't incite anything. He was wanting to incite things. He wanted to do things, but he didn't do anything.
A person that would kindle the fire. Like, at least he
was
like,
didn't do anything.
Here, now I'm going to add it.
But he didn't do anything.
He's going to add.
He didn't have the balls to do anything.
He had a lot of balls.
But he didn't do anything.
To save
He didn't do anything until something happened. Until District 12 was in danger, he took everyone and ran, which is admirable. But he didn't do what Lenore or Sejanus did, which was say, fuck you, to the capital.
Oh, they did great.
But they did.
No.
They had... Was it reckless?
Drama.
Absolutely. But if they had been in the year that Katniss was in, they would have been a huge part of the rebellion.
I don't think they get anywhere.
I think that, yes, Sejanus and Lenore caused a lot of problems.
Get everybody wet in the rain. I think this was a weird one.
But I think that that's a part of rebellion. That's a part of... Rebellions are built up too. It doesn't happen from one day to the next. It didn't happen because of... We've talked about this. Katniss didn't just get reaped and they were like, hey, how about we all just rebel? It was years and years and years of in the making.
Of course.
Years of people like Sejanus and Lenore dying for what they think is right and adding fuel to that fire.
No one knows nor cares that they're dead.
People do know and care.
No.
Yes.
Literally nobody.
Sejanus's family cares. Lenore's family cares. District 12 cares about what happened to Haymitch. Lenore, they're not stupid. They know that those weren't accidents.
But what I'm saying is that they created so many problems for the people around them. They did. I agree. It didn't incite enough for the rebellion. Like, their deaths were not a tipping point in any way.
There was enough pressure at that point yet for the rebellion.
Fine. I still think they're wasted characters.
I don't think they're wasted. They serve a purpose.
Okay.
They further the plot. They add problems. If she hadn't done that, we wouldn't have this book. We wouldn't have Haymitch as a victor.
100%. Which is fair, but I just find that kind of character annoying to me.
I get it, and that's valid.
Gather it's just like, it's not about you.
I get it.
Shut the
I
fuck
get it,
up.
and it's valid, but they do further the plot, and they do serve to add fuel to the fire of the rebellion. You may not like them.
Drives me crazy.
I agree. They are very
selfish.
irresponsible.
I think they're selfish. I think that's the
I
word.
think Gale's selfish too.
We've moved on.
We have, but you cannot conflate that. You can't say they're selfish. I don't think
Gale is selfish at all.
Well, you're wrong.
I think he's very...
You're absolutely wrong.
I do not find Gale selfish.
Well, then you need to reread the second book.
He might have selfish tendencies with Katniss, but as a person, no.
Yeah.
As a person in this rebellion, as a person
he is
in
selfish
District 13,
in the rebellion. He wants to do things his way.
He wants to do things Coin's way.
No. He comes up with the idea. He's like, this is how we should do it. Coin agrees with him. If Coin didn't agree with him, he'd be like, fuck her.
I don't think so.
I do.
No.
Because Katniss, who he's closest to, doesn't agree with him, and he's like, well, you're wrong. Gale is not easily swayed.
No, but he knows he's not in a position of power.
He's never been in a position of power, and he still opens that big, stupid mouth of his.
Okay, that's not...
So, anyways, I agree with you. Lenore is annoying. She does cause a lot of problems.
This stupid bitch fucking makes this whole scene. Mm-hmm. And my little Haymitch is like, this is my bitch.
I know he's 16, but I pictured him as like 12.
Oh, really?
Just because I was like, oh, he's so little here compared to what I know him as.
No, I thought he was like 16, 17.
He is. He's like 16.
I felt like he was 16, 17, especially like with like the way that he talked about Lenore in the beginning.
He's so in love with her.
So in love, so like delusional.
He's so
like,
sweet.
You know,
it's
so
young
like,
love.
Yeah, but like it's innocent. It's like, I get to like go do this and then I'll go be with her. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, I know. So then, you know, the love of his life ruins his life, essentially. And this bitch, Drusilla. Because it still didn't need to be him.
I agree.
It still
She's horrendous, though.
She's fucking disgusting.
Her and her disgusting husband.
Yeah. What, the one that was licking toads.
I don't know his name.
Joan something.
Disgusting.
Magno.
I'll Google it.
I can do it. Magno.
Okay. Cut out me slurping.
Magno Stift.
Yeah. He's a piece of shit too, because he's just like, oh, I don't care that these kids are gonna die here. I'm either not gonna show up, or I'm gonna give you the same costume as last year.
His name is Magno Stift. Mm-hmm. Okay, so disgusting. Because so just going back to this part, what pissed me off was that Lenore did this whole thing. He got raped because he was defending her. Mm-hmm. But this is another like amazing way that Suzanne is able to show you like these people have no heart for like them. Like cualquiera would be like, let me call another name. Let's make it fair. Yeah. You know? No. She's like, and this fucking mutt here, this is the one that we'll pick. Because they're all disgusting beasts.
She's horrible. Horrible, horrible, horrible.
Disgusting.
I know.
I hated her.
I hated her. She was awful.
And I loved
when Maysilee bitch slapped her.
No, well, that was epic. But even like the little small moments, she's like, you look ridiculous. You are tacky. You are gross. You are ugly. You're old.
But I love that too, because I was like, she's using her venom that she's like, everybody hates her for to tear down this fucking bitch. Yeah. And everybody is like, fuck you, Maysilee. And she doesn't even say anything to them.
Yep.
which is weird. It's almost like she
It's armor.
understands where it's coming from and chooses to let it go over her because she's like, I don't dislike you. I just...
Like, you are right to not like me because that's the way I act. But it just leads to the whole thought that it's her armor.
But for what? We don't get context on why
she's such a
Maysilee,
bitch.
which I love that because it's like, why does everything have to have an explanation? Maybe she's just a bitch.
I just think that it didn't need to be him. Like, it didn't need to be Haymitch. Like, she could have just...
What a stroke of luck on his birthday. Because it's like, he got
horrible
saved from not being picked. But even still. And also...
just cursed.
I liked seeing you saw Peeta's dad. Burdock, Katniss's father, saves Peeta's father. Katniss saves Peeta.
Did I not make that connection at all to right fucking now?
Yeah. Isn't that beautiful? We also see Astrid.
Wait. That was insane.
Yep.
Katniss's dad punches Peeta's dad to save him. I can cry.
I know. And obviously, like, she wrote the books. She obviously did it intentionally. But when you lose yourself in the world, which you do when you're reading this, you're 100%. Like, they were meant to be.
100%.
And then you see baby Astrid, which I love that Haymitch is like, I don't like this bitch. But Birdie, it kills me that Haymitch and Burdock were like,
I know.
This. He never says like he was my best friend, but he says like my friend Birdie and El Otro.
They were best friends. All three of them.
That makes me so fucking sad.
But it just also, there's so much here.
This book was so sad. Every few words that I would read, I'd be like, this is so fucking sad. That part where he's like, my friend Birdie, I was like, bro, are you fucking kidding me? You were best friends with her dad and you have no relationship with Astrid and Katniss, like when the reaping for Katniss starts. So obviously, like, you cut him out of your life or something.
Yep.
Then this part that he gets reaped, I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? He wasn't even picked.
I know. He was like, this entire book is just proof.
It's a tragedy.
It's a tragedy as to why Haymitch ended up where he was.
Yeah.
Because you would think, right? Like, there's so many people that go into the games and, like, none of them come out fine the other side, but, like, functional. And Haymitch just came out a disaster and wasn't even the games. Like, it was, but also all this shit that happened to him.
This book was so fucked up. Like,
I can no parar.
Bro, it was every few chapters, it was another devastation.
He quema. It literally made me feel the entire time. I was like, what else can happen to this guy?
This book was literally a tragedy.
Yeah, I reread like the last 20 chapters again.
Dude,
I was like,
it was so fucking sad. So then he gets reaped. They go on the train. You see a difference now on the train that they have now versus the one that they had for Lucy Gray. So you're like, okay, so they're upgrading it, right? Yep. Still not as deluxe as what Katniss gets, but much nicer. They get to the training center.
I loved Wyatt from the beginning.
Me too. I thought he was really cool. And here's the thing. You start to like Wyatt. You start to like Maysilee. You start to like all these other characters, Ampert. And you know none of them are going to survive.
I know.
And that sucks. And then Wyatt talks about like, my dad is the one who does the odds, and fucking Haymitch, he's a little asshole even in the book. He's like, oh, so he's probably betting against you, don't you think? And he was like, yeah, probably. And you're like,
¿Por qué?
And even Maysilee was like, that's a little too far, don't you think, Haymitch? And it's like, it's fucked up. It's sad. Like, it's like,
this is a tragedy. And like, literally, it's just, that's the best way to describe it. Because as I'm talking about it, I'm like, I just feel like my heart is breaking and like I want to cry.
And then they get to the capital. They get on their chariots. Louella, immediately.
Well, okay. Hold on. Louella. The one thing I do want to say about Louella, in case we don't get to it at the end, the epilogue where he's like, my sweetheart.
And he's like, I just can't help it when I see her with the braids, and like sweetheart just slips out.
That was it. And like all he wanted in those games is to save Louella, and they're not even in the arena, and she dies.
That shit was
crazy.
And then it's like he talks about like, oh, Louella had a crush on me, but like she's like a little sister to me, and it shocked me when she just like died. I was shocked at certain things in this book, and again, I'm not easily shocked in books.
No, I'm not either.
This book was very, very, very enticing.
Yeah,
it's very fast paced.
You never know
lot of shit is going
what the
on.
fuck is going to happen because there was things that were written that I was like, my God, she went there. Like, wow.
Yeah.
So then Louella dies. That's one of Haymitch's first like rebellious acts out of like pure anger, out of pure devastation.
Yeah.
That his sweetheart is dead. And he's like, I cannot even believe that this is like my life. Like he's like, I can't even believe that we're here in the capital where there's hundreds of thousands of people that are excited to see me die. Like I haven't done anything to these people. Louella didn't do anything to these people. No, and then when
he describes the crowd, how they're all drunk and vomiting and disgusting, and like he's like, these people are disgusting and they look like clowns, and like this is we're the pigs. He's like, we're the fucking like mangy dog, and he's like, I'm the one with paws. Look at this feline bitch right in front of me.
And it just shows like
how disgusting
these people are.
And then they get in their suite, and who do they meet? Mags and Wyrus. That was the other thing about this book, is that you kept getting golden nuggets. Like we see Burdock, and I was like, oh! You see Astrid, and you're like,
I mean, from the very beginning, era insoportable la chiquita.
You see, she doesn't even say anything, bro.
No, because I already know, because the second that Haymitch doesn't like her, and then who's he friends with? Maysilee, like es pesada también. Please.
You see Mags, and you're like, oh! And she's like speaking, and you can understand what she's saying, and you see Wyrus, and you're like, you're not twitching, and you're eloquent, like, and you're intelligent, which she's intelligent in the Catching Fire, but she's also like destroyed, you know, mentally destroyed. So you get to see these people that you're like, oh my God, look at you young. And Wyrus won the games right before.
Yeah. But that ending, oh my God. Bro. I actually think I can cry right now, so I'm really going to try not to.
I know. No, I really...
But...
This book really did break me.
It opens and you see them, and like you said, you're like, oh my God, this is like it literally feels like you're like what you said, you're like in this world, and you're like, oh my God, these people are here. Like these are real, you know, in a different like timeline. And then you get to know them, and they're sweet and they're smart. And then what happens at the end of this fucking book?
They get tortured into oblivion. And Wyrus is twitching the next time you see her. Mags is in a wheelchair. And when she tries to get up, they sit her ass back down.
They were so sweet. Okay. One thing I will say about this before because like I needed to go to the end and then come back, because this is what this book has done for me. It's just like me lleva de un lado para el otro, and like just whiplashes me into like oblivion. One of the moments that I loved most about this book was Mags asks them, what do you want?
I love that.
That was so epic for me, because I'm like,
because she's like, a lot of people try and just tell you like how to survive.
I want to survive.
Like what do you actually want? And then like,
because the chances are odd.
They're double. They're not double. Insane. They're like quadruple this time, right?
Double.
Okay, yeah, because it's 2 boys, 2 girls.
2 boys, 2 girls. When it's usually one boy, one girl.
The odds are insanely out of their favor. The fact that Haymitch even wins, such a long shot.
They played it perfectly, though. What I loved about his win is that he really struggled for it. Like, I don't think he got lucky. What I loved
is that he was like, I'm not winning this.
I know.
He was like, I'm just going to fuck with these games as much as I can. I'm going to destroy this arena.
Even with the snows, with the milk. He was like, I know that he's never going to let me leave this arena.
But what happens with the milk is luck.
Yeah.
Because he hears her scream and then he drops it. And he's like, oops, it broke. And you know Snow was watching that like, Maricón! Yeah. He was pissed. Like, you could tell.
I know. I felt it. Okay. So anyways, because I feel like this book, there's so much. But with Mags and what she said and when she asked, like, what do you want? I think this I think it was the first time, like, we know that the Hunger Games was first, right? But what I think that this did for this book and just the Hunger Games universe overall is that it shows the reader that just being a victor cannot be the goal. I think it shows the beginning of rebellious ideas. Like, what do you want this outcome to be?
I think that was more in a realistic manner where they were like, there are 4 of you. What do you really want out of this? You're underdogs. You're District 12, which is crazy that every other district starts working at a young age except for District 12. So they have 0 physical advantage. Yeah. And everybody else is at least like 11 is strong because they're climbing up and down. I think that they help forage in the trees. All the other ones have advantages.
Sorry.
It's okay. And District 12 is at a very clear disadvantage. And so they ask the realistic question instead of being like, okay, this is what you can do to win. They're like, what do you actually want to get out of this? And like, Wyrus said something about like, I didn't want to, what did Wyrus say? I didn't want to be alone.
Okay, so Wyrus didn't want to die at night.
And Mags wanted to protect her district partner. Yes. So I think that what they were doing was kind of tragically being realistic and being like, you're not going to win. So what do you want to get out of this? Like, what way can you win?
Yes. But I also do think that maybe I read into it too much, but the way that it felt to me was already like another option is to play the game. How? And because Maysilee says something around like, she says something like, don't give them the opportunity to make you think that you're less than or whatever. And that's what she does in all the interviews. She like mocks them and makes them think they're stupid. I love that. Fucking love her. I love her. But I think that when this interaction between Mags, Wyrus, and the 4 of them made me feel like this was a starting to being like, and Haymitch realizing like he wanted to outsmart them. He wanted to make a statement. Yeah. I think that was the beginning of his thought process because he couldn't answer what he wanted during that conversation. He didn't really know. And it wasn't throughout the games where he then came into the conversation with Maysilee around being, what's your poster? Yeah. Which was...
I know. And it stayed as a theme throughout the whole book.
Yeah.
So I think that that's a good point. It is in a way being rebellious because the whole goal is to just win the games, not to get anything else out of it. That's what
Snow wants. Snow wants an entertainment, kill people, and make it entertaining, and show everybody that they are above them. Yeah. And that is Control all it is. The districts. That is all it is. And now, slowly but surely, they are creating an alternative reality within the games. Like the reality of these kids that are like slowly being mentored by other kids or other adults that won. And little by little, everybody's like, we're gathering something, whether it's, what's that word? Camaraderie. Eso, nunca lo sé cómo decir. But they're gathering emotional connections. They're gathering emotional guilt.
The thing is that Haymitch is like, I know I'm not going to win this. So he's like, so I'm going to ruin it. I'm going to do my best to ruin it.
So because I'm not going to get out of this, I think maybe I'm reading into it too much, but I do think that conversation was the beginning of him realizing, I'm not going to get out of this, but I want to do something against this. And then you meet Beete.
Oh, so first you meet Ampert. Pobrecito. Yes. And I just pictured him as this little kid, idealistic. You meet Ampert, and he's like super excited. He's like, hey, Haymitch, you want to join us? We're going to be all the like underdogs are going to join up, and we're going to be our own group. And Haymitch is like, I don't know about that, blah, blah. He makes a joke. And Ampert's like, I'm going to tell my dad that. And Haymitch is like, este niño está loco. Your dad's not here. Parents are not allowed in the like training grounds in the capital. Your dad is not here. No sé cuándo later, he comes back and he's like, I told my dad your joke. He wants to talk to you. He's the one with the potato. And Haymitch is like, this kid is crazy. Sure, I'll go look for him. And then he's like, let me just see who's holding the fucking potato. And he goes, and who does he find? Beete. This was one of the other moments where I was like, this book es una tragedia. Goes up to Beete and he's like, what the hell are you doing here?
And why is your son here?
Well, he's like, you're his dad? And he's like, yeah. And he's like, how is this happening? And he's like, I got caught doing rebellious shit, messing with their technology. And my punishment is to not only have my son in the games, but to be his mentor throughout this whole thing, knowing that my son is going to die. That's cruel. And this goes back to Snow being vicious. He could have just killed Beete.
Disgusting.
Imprisoned him, separated him from his family, held his family in a separate house and been like, you need to behave because if not, we'll kill your whole family. No. He's like, you know what I'm going to do?
Torture you.
I'm going to take your son. I'm going to put him in the Hunger Games in an impossible game to win where his odds are double against him. And you're going to watch the whole thing. You're going to mentor him. You're going to see all the other people that are going to kill him. That's what you're going to do.
It just drives home how much Snow thinks these people are rodents.
And then in the games, Haymitch goes, he does his shit, he floods it. Ampert is up top. He's like, wait for me here. And Haymitch comes out, and where's Ampert? There's a pile of squirrels, and Haymitch is like, what the hell? And he starts trying to bat them away because he sees that they're all stuck somewhere. And he's like, oh shit, Ampert. He sees like a piece of blue cloth or something, I think. And he's like, Ampert's there. And he starts beating away the squirrels, and he can't. They are all hyper-focused. And as if somebody blew a whistle, all the squirrels go away, and what's left is a skeleton. A skeleton without, sin carne, without anything, nothing, just bones. As a father, watching your son be torn apart by fucking squirrels. Dude. And over a plan that you came up with Haymitch, that your son was helping with.
And Haymitch tells him, like, I'm going to try my best to not make sure that he doesn't
so he has a quick death.
Horribly.
Yeah. And he had arguably one of the worst deaths.
100%. I think it was the worst death in the book, in my opinion.
I would say that and Maysilee's. I think his is worse.
No, I think so. Yeah, I think his is worse.
Mm-hmm. Horrible. I read that, and again, I was like,
I cried. I did cry at that part. I remember.
Fuck?
I'm like, And I feel like, you know what came for me, though? Like, okay, we know from the very beginning with Louella's death that Haymitch is like, and I'm not going to survive that.
Yeah.
Like, he already knew. He's like, I don't want to live with the fact that, like, my only goal already died.
Yeah.
You know? So you're already seeing Haymitch basically gather guilt, right? This entire book is a tragedy to torture him with. That's what it is. So he's already gathering guilt, gathering guilt, gathering guilt. And then Amber dies, and you can just see his desperation of like, I don't want this on my conscience.
Yeah.
I can't believe that this. And I told his dad, and I was here, and he's a kid, and he's a sweet kid. And like, this is for me the death in the moment in the book that I was like, he had no chance. Haymitch was totally going to be traumatized after this.
Absolutely. And the thing is, it was such a vicious
It was
death.
vicious. It was this.
It was vicious.
It was
nasty.
such
It was
a disgusting.
angry. It was such an I'm so pissed you're gonna suffer for this shit death.
On a kid. Beete's kid. Oh my God.
It was awful. Reading that, I was like, what the fuck is
Wrong with you?
When I read The Hunger Games and when I read Catching Fire, The Hunger Games were awful, but I was entertained while she was in the arenas.
Right. Yep.
When I read this, I, from beginning to end, was horrified.
Disgusted. Yep. I actually, that's a good connection. Yes. When I first read The Hunger Games, Suzanne did a good job of bringing you into the world. And like, you know, it's fucked up, but like, it wasn't like you had hits like Rue's death.
Mags.
Exactly. Like you had moments where you're like, wait, pobrecito, like, you know, but this book was disgusting. Like this
Because
book
these deaths were personal.
Yeah.
You see the capital at hand here.
Yep.
Whereas in The Hunger Games and in Catching Fire, Catching Fire was a little more personal, but they mostly let them do their thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes they would add a mutt here, they would add a this there, but in this one, they
was like
were
targeting
vicious.
Yep.
Vicious.
Yep.
Even Maysilee, you know, so she kills one of the game makers.
Yep.
And the other person, I don't know who else. It's another tribute.
It's one of the careers.
I don't know which one it is. And I don't know how that career dies, but Maysilee gets pecked like viciously to the point where it stabs her through her throat. And Haymitch can't do anything about it. And he just holds her while she dies. And he is like, this is because she killed the game maker. This entire book, this Hunger Game, was atrocious.
Yep. But it shows its true purpose.
Yes.
This
is what it's meant to be. Yes. It is meant to be atrocious.
This is the book where you notice that the games have always been disgusting, but you were too engrossed in the Hunger Games with Katniss' stories and Peeta's story to realize the extent of how horrible these games could be.
Yeah.
And Haymitch's story
Haymitch isn't fighting anyone.
No.
Haymitch has like one fight with two of the careers.
Yep.
But he's just, number one, you know what happens. You know he survives. Number two, he's just trying to fuck things up. Yep. And everything else that you see is a tragedy. Because it's like, you're not rooting for anything. You already know what's going to happen. You know he's going to win. And in the meantime, you're seeing all of these vicious, horrible deaths being intentionally done. So it's not like tribute to tribute. It's the capital interfering and being like, you're going to pay for that. And it makes me wonder, like, why did they sick all those squirrels on Ampert? But then when Haymitch comes out, they're like, leave him alone. He's the one who flooded it.
Yeah, because I think that Snow knows that he's going to get joy out of torturing him.
But by continuing to let him survive, he ends up being the winner. And I know that that's not what Snow wanted.
No?
I don't think he wanted that at all. I think he wanted him to
I don't.
die.
Well, valid.
That's why he sends the milk.
I don't think that Snow thought he was gonna get out of it.
He told him, which we're gonna go a little back here, but Haymitch and all of them crowd into the car, and then they make a pit stop, and they're like, "Haymitch, get out!" And he's like, "What?" Plutarch pulls him in, which we haven't even talked about. Plutarch takes him to his mansion and leads him into the room where fucking Snow is.
Yeah.
And Snow is smug, arrogant, mean as fuck, cruel in the way he speaks. He's like,
Haymitch still
District
drinks
12.
all the milk.
Yeah. And bro,
I love that.
He's rebelling, and that's why Snow sends him the milk later, because he's like, I know you fucking drank that milk.
Yeah.
He's doing shit constantly where it's like, Haymitch, frena.
No le importó.
And he's like, I don't give a fuck because I'm going to die. I don't care.
Yeah.
And what does Snow tell him there? He's like, that little stunt with your friend Louella, you're going to die in these games. You better hope you die in these games, because if you come out alive, your family's going to die.
Yeah.
So he tells him, like, you're not coming out of these fucking games.
Yep.
I don't think he wanted him to win at all. I think he was so thrilled when he sent him that milk to, number one, tell him, I know what you did with the milk. And number two, be like, now I want to see you kill that girl or kill yourself. Pick. And when he smashes it because the girl screams, he's like, I know. He's like, fuck.
Yeah.
So I don't think he wanted Haymitch to win at all.
No, I don't think it was his initial want. I don't think that he wanted him to win. But I do think that once he realized that he did, he found he gets off on torturing him.
He does.
He does. Mm-hmm. He totally does. There's no way. Yeah. This entire book is destroying Haymitch.
Yeah.
Like, so he gets off on it 100,000%. I don't know.
I do love that he was successful in short-circuiting the arena. I thought that was amazing.
Yeah.
I love how Haymitch, he was such a fucking, like, black and white rebel. Like, clear as day. He was relentless. Yep. If it wasn't Louella, it was the milk. If it wasn't milk, it was flooding the arena. If it wasn't flooding the arena, it was trying to get through the hedge. If it wasn't getting through the hedge, it was trying to throw a bomb down.
Yep.
Like,
but that's what I'm saying. He was ready. Is what I'm like from the very beginning. And I think that that's why the reader gets introduced to the idea of, like, what do you want from these games? Because he becomes rebel like this.
Yeah.
Like this. He was like, I know exactly what I want. And, like, he takes a while to word it out, right? Like, it's kind of like a buildup of what he wants to do in these games. But, like, any moment that he's given the opportunity to play rebel, yes.
And you know what's funny is he says in the very beginning of the book, like, oh, Tam Amber doesn't like me because my family has, like, historically roots of deep rebellion.
Yep.
They came out over here. His rebellion came out. His Abernathiness came out.
Yep. Real quick.
What part also, like, when he's talking to Maysilee and he's like, she's talking about, like, being a twin. And he's like, I had twin sisters. And she's like, oh, I didn't know that. And he was like, yeah, you know, they didn't make it. Like, they were babies. But I always, like, wondered about that. And she was like, well, I'll be your sister. But it was, like, that connection that they had of the twin thing. Because she has a twin. And, like, the heartbreak.
Will she still be a twin?
The heartbreak that they both have, the twins, over losing each other. Oh my God. This book was so sad. So fucking sad.
Oh my God.
And I loved the part where Haymitch and this girl are battling. I don't know her name. The last standing tribute that was a career. They're battling. And Haymitch throws
The axe.
the axe over, or she throws it. I don't know.
Yes, she throws it.
He ducks.
He ducks.
It goes past, hits the force field, comes back and kills her, right? Yeah. And he's gutted. His intestines are coming out. And he's like, okay, good. I'm dying. And he hears the cannonball for her. And he's like, let me light this shit and turn it into a bomb. And they're like,
stop.
Drop that. And he's like,
don't do it.
And they're like, Haymitch, Abernathy. And he's like, drop that right now. And he throws it. And he's like, fuck you guys. And boom.
Amazing.
And you know what the worst part of that is, though? He destroyed the arena when there was nobody left to run away. Yeah. He wanted to break the arena. Run away. Realistically, they all would have been rounded back up. But break the arena in the middle of the games, cause mayhem.
Cause chaos.
Right at
Make
the
it
end.
seem like the Capitol doesn't have everything in order. They don't have everything perfect. They can't control everything.
Yep.
There's so much here. Even his reaction to Wyatt's death. Like, he was so shocked. He was like, what?
The fact that Wyatt died trying to protect Louella.
That wasn't even Louella.
What did they call her?
Lulu.
And then, like, oh, man. It just was so sad.
Oh, my God. This whole thing was so sad.
This book was devastating.
This book gutted me. Like, you were right, actually. That's the perfect way to describe it.
It did. It was chapter after chapter of tragedy and tragedy. And in a good way, by the way. It's like, I love this book.
Yeah, I love this book.
I love it way more than the Snow book.
What does this mean for us as humans?
To be able to really feel something from a book,
yes,
that's powerful.
It is powerful when you make me feel like...
And to cry. Listen, I
don't remember the last time I cried from a book.
I mean, for me, it was Kingdom of Ash, when Aelin is trying to take her mask off and she's like, take it off. That destroyed me.
I cried. Yep.
That destroyed me. But like, it is not easy for a book to make me cry, to shock me. And I cried more than once in this book.
Yeah.
It was just
I cried a couple times.
Good. My God. And it was devastating. It was so sad. It was horribly gut-wrenching.
I cried 4 times, actually.
I cried twice.
I cried.
The last time I cried, it was a solid 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And I was like, not like tears. I was like, like that, like crying.
I remember like sitting up on bed and I was like.
This book was amazing, but it was so... Oh my God. Then he wakes up in the building where he was housed at, the apartment buildings or whatever, alone. And what is there to eat? Milk and bread.
Psychological torture is what that was. That was psychological fucking torture.
And what is there to play on the TV? His Hunger Games.
Horrible. And that's when he noticed that his girl was Lucy Gray. Mm-hmm. Which was interesting that was the connection he made.
Which we finally see something of Lucy Gray at the end of this book. Let's not get there yet. Let's pause.
Okay.
Because we're almost there anyways.
True.
But so then he's stuck there, doesn't know what's happened to anyone.
Yep.
Doesn't know anything about Wyrus, Mags, his family. And he's there for a while.
Yep.
I think maybe more than a week, something like that. I want to say like 2 weeks he's there, and he's just stuck there. And then finally,
oh my God,
they rip him out. Effie comes in, right, with the little suit. She's like, here, put this on. You did great.
He sees the Mags.
He sees Mags in a wheelchair. He sees Wyrus twitching, and he's like, oh my God, what did they do?
Yeah.
I do love, backtracking a little bit, I do love how like Haymitch and Beete have a conversation when he's like, you're his dad. And he's like, yeah, this is a potato. Could turn the light on. He's like, what else can it do? Beattie's like, what do you want it to do? And he's like, want to break the games. And he was like, well, and then this is where I got lost because he speaks his jargon. And he's like, anyways, bye. And Haymitch is like, okay, goes home. And then suddenly there's a power outage. Yes. And Haymitch is like, what the fuck? And suddenly Beete is like, did you really mean that? And then Iris pops in and she's like, you have 5 minutes. Da-da-da-da, and dips. And then it's like, you see like, okay, wait. So this is bigger.
Yes.
You start seeing like there's something bigger going on than just Haymitch is unhappy.
And people are, But that's why I feel like it was so important to show, like, I know I'm like a broken record, but I think that that's why that conversation was so important. Like, what do you want out of these games? Because I think we already know that behind the scenes, by Snow giving past victors the job of mentors, you are creating a perfect system of hate and torture. And these people are going to get fed up by dressing kids up for murder. And I think that's exactly what is happening. I think they're little by little creating a network of rebellion.
And it's with the victors too. It's like, you really expect that these people are going to survive this and be grateful for you. Like, they have lifelong trauma. A bunch of people that they grew to care about have died now.
Yep.
So I just wanted to come back to that, because then you fast forward and Iris is twitching and you just think about, like, he's like, this is my fault. Like, they tortured them to oblivion. And then he sits down and has to pretend like everything is fine, even though he has no idea what's going on at home. Can't ask Max, can't ask Iris. He has to play the what is it? The rascal. The rascal. And the crowd is just laughing. And then they show how they doctored the clips to like Haymitch running away from squirrels, or Haymitch battling squirrels, and then somebody else dies, and then something happens over here, and then, oh look, those same squirrels that Haymitch was battling, they got Ampert. That's how he died. And he's like, it diminishes what happened in the games. Obviously, they're not going to air the rebellion, the rebellious things,
the shit that he did. Yeah.
And then Haymitch goes home.
Yeah. Before you get there, though, because that's going to be epic for us, I do want to just, you see now the background that Haymitch had with Mags. So in Hunger Games, when everybody's like, well, I don't want, like, Katniss is like,
she's not going to last.
She's like, well, when she goes, I hope she goes quickly because she's a very sweet lady or something like that. And you're like, oh my God.
Like, wow, Katniss, you're such a bitch.
But you realize, like, he's not only had to feel guilt over a lot of these people, but he's had to see these people every fucking year over and over and over again. It's torture. Yeah. That's what it is.
It's repeat systemic torture. It doesn't end.
It doesn't end. Oh my God. Okay, so then no one tells him anything. He can't ask anything. He doesn't know anything.
The only thing that he knows is when he speaks to Plutarch, which we haven't even talked about. Plutarch. So in this book,
I'm as confused about him as
ever. Because in the Hunger Games series, Plutarch comes off as very like
blah blah blah.
Jolly.
Yeah.
Superficial. You can tell there's something deeper because we've talked about he's the core person that had to have facilitated the majority of the rebellion.
Yep.
But you don't see past his little bullshit where he's like, oh, Katniss, you just killed Coin. Do you want to be, and you have a shitload of trauma and your sister just died. Do you want to be in my singing contest? Like, really? Your sister died 2 weeks ago and you killed the president and we had a trial and you're not guilty. But like, do you want to?
When things settle down, we'll bring you back.
So like the Plutarch that we know in the series and the Plutarch you see here, very different. Yeah. With the reaping, he saved Lenore. He saved her because that bitch was going to get killed. Then all of the kids get like hurled into the train, and he's like, wait, can I get some propos for these? Come on, please, please, please. And she's like, oh, fine, just be there on time. To be fair, he's like, can I get another shot? Can I this? Can I that? He's super performative with it, but he does give Haymitch a moment with his family, the last moment he has with them ever. And then they get back to the capital, and he's like trying to talk to Haymitch. Haymitch basically spits in his face, like metaphorically, and is like, you're a piece of shit, fuck you, and fuck the capital. And super, super rebellious shit to be saying to somebody like him. And Plutarch, time and again, is like, he brings him to his mansion and
Gives him the phone.
Lets him talk to Lenore. Then he, right before he's going to go into the games,
tells him
he's like, listen, the game makers came to my mansion. They looked at these specific plants.
Yep.
If you're going to look for a hole, it'll probably be under that.
This.
And then Haymitch is like, but how does he even fucking know this?
I'd love to know.
And here's the thing that gets me. Why?
Why?
Because even Haymitch says it like, you're rich. Like, what does it even matter? And fucking Snow motherfucker is like, the fucking heavens bees. When we were all starving, they still had food. Without. They were fine. But Plutarch is somewhat useful. Like, he's such a fucking asshole. And so it's like, why? Why did Plutarch want rebellion? And he tells Haymitch, he's like, just because we live here doesn't mean that we're okay with this life. He's like, I don't want to be the next one to be poisoned. But like,
why?
Then don't become a game maker.
That's it.
Then don't have anything to do with the Hunger Games. You're rich as shit. So why?
That's what I was hoping to get from this book. And
oh my God,
nothing.
it just gave me more questions.
Plutarch made me more confused than ever in this book.
I like him a lot in this book.
I think he's written in such a twisted way.
I think he's really mysterious.
Yeah.
I think he plays many faces. You don't know which one is his. And at the core of everything, we know that he does want rebellion because of the trilogy.
Yeah.
But I can't understand why.
I can't understand why. It cannot be as simple as like, it's the right thing. No. I don't buy it.
It's just so strange, too, coming from someone who's so generationally wealthy.
Yep. So the system works for him.
Very much.
The system was made for him.
And if he is afraid of being killed off by snow, then like, don't involve yourself in that. Get a different job.
Literally,
be
just
something
be a
else.
rich part of the capital.
Seriously.
That's it.
So like, why?
Why?
And then you also see with Effie's family, the disgraced aunt and uncle, that they were rebel sympathizers. So you start to see like, okay, so there's capital citizens that do sympathize.
Yeah. With the districts and like, yeah.
We didn't see Tigress.
We did not see Tigress.
Which sucks because I wanted to know what the hell happened to her.
She's got to give us something, right? Maybe in 10 years.
I would like
to
have answers on Plutarch.
Plutarch is even more confusing. I know I've said it a million times, but I literally read this and I was like, I cannot.
But I really liked him in this book.
And I can't get a reading on what the fuck is his goal here.
Me neither.
And like, he plays the dumb capital resident so well.
But then he switches it off.
Yeah.
Super well, and is very like, this is what it is, Haymitch. And Haymitch will be like, fuck you, I hate you. And he's like, that's fine. You can hate me. But two things can be true. Like, you can tell that he's like, I am smart.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm a fucking capital bitch, but I'm not dumb.
Drusilla, everybody. He's like, you're beautiful. You're this. You're that. We can do this. We can do that. I'm like,
he's great.
He's great. But why? Why?
And then once Haymitch gets a moment with him right before he leaves, he's like, what's happening at home? And he's like, I don't know. And he's like, what about Lenore? And he's like, she's still detained. And he's like, but she's alive. And he's like, at last I heard yes. And it gives Haymitch a little bit of hope.
Yeah.
Then he goes home.
So he gets home. wow. When you literally,
That broke my heart.
you know what it was? It was written to not like our hearts were broken, and what Suzanne did is just,
Yeah.
you know, just making sure that you're like, there's nothing left for you to feel, because it was written in a way where both of the big, well, three, because it was his brother, Sid, his mom, and Lenore, and each one of them, he thought they were okay. And he's like walking.
Well, he could tell something was
Like
wrong.
yes, he had
Intuition.
Intuition, yes, that there was something wrong, but it wasn't fully wrong. Like there was a little bit of hope.
Yeah.
Right, as he's going, and he thinks that, like, what the fuck is going on? And then he finally makes it to the house. And it was only for him. It was for him.
And his journey home took time. So you know that was timed perfectly.
Perfectly.
For him to see the fire and for it to be way too late because he's trying and they're like, we've been trying to get in there. It's barricaded. At this point, they're gone. And he like is wailing and he's like, no, Sid, Ma. And he's trying and like his friends hold him back. It's so fucking sad, bro. It's
so
devastating.
sinister.
It is. It is sinister. That's what it is.
I've been looking for that word this entire
evil
episode. It's sinister.
Yes.
It is. This is not even it. This isn't humane.
No.
This is just like, how much more are you gonna break this guy down? Like his mom and his brother that did nothing in this house, and Burdock and El Otro are just like trying to hold him back. And
then they take him to his mansion because that's all that
what
he can
I found interesting, well, not interesting, but like so on point, was like the line where he was like, and I hated it the second I walked in. Which shows years and years later in the Hunger Games where his mansion is like in rambles. And he hates everything and he doesn't want to be in that house. But he doesn't have anything left.
And the thing is, like, he's there, right? And I think that Astrid comes and gives him sleeping syrup to soothe him, right?
Yep.
And he's like, I need to go to the peacekeepers, like, prison, wherever they're keeping Lenore. I need to go. And they're like, you're going to make everything worse. Stop. And he can't help it. He sneaks out.
Yeah.
He goes to Tam Amber's house. He's like, where is she? And he's, like, hanging out in the woods, and he hears her. And she's like, I know, being like a rebellious, annoying little stupid teenager.
5 minutes.
5 minutes that killed her.
Jesus.
And
I didn't know what I was expecting.
She sees a bag of gumdrops, which is what he gave her.
He know that.
In the beginning of the book, he gets gumdrops.
Yeah.
And he gives them.
Does Snow know that? How the fuck does Snow know that? And where did she get him from? Who gave them to her? The peacekeeper? Oh, yeah.
She's like, la, 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 la. And she's like, ooh. And she grabs the bag and it's gumdrops.
También tiene que ser abnormal, pero bueno.
I mean, these are poor people too. Like,
I know,
you gotta imagine they see a sliver of something
that they love.
They're gonna go for it. They have nothing. And so she sees Haymitch, drops them, and like gets excited. They, embrace. And then she's like, oh my God, I'm so happy. And da-da-da-da. And he's like, come on, let's get you inside. I don't want you to get in trouble. And she's like, oh my God, my hands are so shaky. I can't even eat the gumdrops. And he's like, here, I'll feed it to you. Puts it in her mouth. And then she's like, yummy. And he's like, here, take another one. She's like, I'm so glad. I'll add them to my collection. And he's like, what? And she's like, yeah, the ones that you gave me are upstairs in my room. Now I can add these to it. And he looks at them and they're all red. And he's like, spit it out, vomit, do something. And she's like, I can't. I don't have any food in my system because I've been in the prison all this time. So he made it so that, like, starve the girl. So that when she gets out, there's no way that she's not going to be, like, that she's going to be able to.
But this is crazy because how does Snow know to put the gumdrops there
Where her geese are.
And make sure that she sees them and que los tíos la van a dejar salir?
I mean, it was by chance, obviously, but
I don't know what I was expecting in this scene. I legit thought this was like a District 13 bombing. Like she's running towards Haymitch and they're going to bomb her from the sky.
I thought they were going to take her at some point.
I don't know what I was expecting, but this was diabolical.
It was horrendous. And then, oh my God. And then Haymitch spirals. And from there on, you begin to meet the Haymitch that you see in the Hunger Games.
I think it was heartbreaking.
It was
his breakup with his best friends.
Yeah.
The fact,
threw
like,
a rock at Astrid, and that's the only way that Burdock was like, you know what? That's it.
Yeah, but the other one like hugged him and cried and it's like, I get what you're doing and like I can't keep like forcing myself my friendship on you.
It devastated me because they loved each other.
They did.
But Haymitch was like, as long as people are attached to me, they are in danger. So I will live the rest of my life in misery. And then here's the crazy shit is that when Lenore is dying, she tells him no more sunrise on the reaping. So he can't even put himself out of his suffering.
No. That was epic for me. She's letting him know.
Keep going.
Do something about this.
Which brings me to a quote that I want to read.
Okay.
He ends up isolating himself at home, gets rid of Burdock, and then he wanders the woods and goes to the shack where the Coveys lived, and he begs them like, where is she, and at first I thought he was like delusional, but then I realized he was looking for her grave. And then he keeps wandering around, and Burdock eventually finds him, and he's like, I'll take you to her.
Do you want me to take you to her?
So that's where you see Lucy Gray, and you find out that they've put a grave for her. They've either found her.
We don't know yet.
We don't know what happened, but she's not alive anymore. So you can assume whether it was Snow who got her or the weather or whatever. Tam Amber and her were old enough in the same proximity of age where she could still be alive.
Yep.
So he goes, I lie on her grave and remain. Oh my God, this is going to make me cry. I lie on her grave and remain there as night falls. Dawn breaks and blackness descends again. I'll tell her everything and beg her to return to me, to wait for me, to forgive me for all the ways in which I have failed. When dawn breaks on the second day, she has not come. I bury the flint striker, snake, and bird in front of her headstone. I ask her to free me from my final promise, the sunrise on the reaping thing. I ask her to let me come to her now. I ask her for a sign. Oh my God.
No.
This is the part. Then I somehow make my way home and fall asleep, where I feed her another gumdrop. And that's what plagues his nightmares, is that feeds her the gumdrop and she dies. He is the one who killed her. He didn't.
I know.
But he is the one who put the poison in her without knowing what it was. And that is the worst part. And that is the most exhilarating part for Snow if he were to have seen it.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure he did. I'm sure he had a camera in there or something.
That's what he got off on.
Bro. And then
my God.
the part that had me sobbing. So we know that in Mockingjay, you know that in the end, because we just read it.
I know.
We learned that, okay, so this is a quote from Mockingjay.
Okay.
At the end, we learn to keep busy again. Peeta bakes, I hunt. Haymitch drinks until the liquor runs out, and then raises geese until the next train arrives. Fortunately, the geese can take pretty good care of themselves. We're not alone. Then in Sunrise on the Reaping, you get to the epilogue. And he talks about how Katniss was reaped, and he can't help but call her sweetheart because she reminds him of Louella.
And that Burdock was so proud of her, and that he saw her at the Hob with her dad,
and her dad was showing her off,
and he sees this from afar, these people that he loved, and he's not a part of their lives, and it's just heartbreaking. Okay, go continue.
And then he goes, I didn't want to have anything to do with the memorial book after the war. What use, what point to relive all the loss? But when Burdock's page came up, I had to mention him showing me the grave. And I felt compelled to tell them about Maysilee Donner, former owner of the Mockingjay Pin, and how Sid loved the stars. Before I knew it, they all came tumbling out. Family, tributes, friends, comrades in arms, everybody, even my love. I finally told our story. This part right here had me crying for 10 minutes. A few days after that, Candace showed up with an old basket filled with goose eggs. Not to eat, to hatch. I raided a few different nests so they can breed all right. She's not an easy person. She's like me, Peter always says, but she's smarter than me, or luckier. She's the one who finally kept the sun from rising. The geese part destroyed me. I'm not even joking. I was sobbing for 10 minutes because I was like, Lenore's geese. It literally, I was hysterical for 10 minutes crying about that.
I'm crying now. Like, oh my fucking God.
That shit was the most, that is what gave me a hole in the heart. That was when Suzanne Collins was like, are you ready? Bah! Because we just read the Mockingjay book. Oh my God. We know in the end that she's like, oh, we learned to get on. And it's in passing. And you're like, what? Haymitch has geese. Cool, whatever. And then in this one, I didn't even connect the dots. Geese. I didn't even think about Lenore and her fucking stupid geese.
Nothing. I didn't even think about it.
It wasn't until this page where I was like, oh my fucking God. That's why he raises the geese.
That's why they're out in the pasture sometimes.
Oh my God.
This was insane.
It was insane.
Oh my God.
And I knew why Haymitch was fucked up. But now I'm like, yeah.
He had no chance. He had no chance. You
drink it away. I get it. I get it.
It was so tragic
and brutal.
It was brutal. It was sinister. It was brutal.
Yes.
It was heartbreaking. You know what it was? It was meant to destroy his spirit.
Yes. And it did it.
It did it. And now, and that's the thing, you don't get any of this in the Hunger Games, right? Mm-hmm. So in the trilogy, you're just like, I give us all, like, just get your shit together, help these people. But when you read this book, you're like, what, like 100 pages? And I was like, he had no chance.
Yeah.
He had, like, this was going to plague him forever.
Yeah.
And then it got worse and worse.
And the way that it was his fault.
Yeah.
Ampert's death, his fault.
But the thing is that all of them could be linked to him feeling guilty. Ampert's death, Mag's torture, Wire's torture,
Maysilee's death, because the game makers are only out there fixing the shit he broke.
Yeah, but not only that, he had said, we're going to leave. They got back together. He thought she would be safe to just grab whatever it is that he was going to grab. He should have just, he can think of, like, I should have just stuck by her. These were in the Hunger Games. I should have never let her go by herself. The other girl, la dejó para ir a buscar otra cosa. All of these were decisions that he made and blew up on him.
Yeah.
And all of every single one.
And obviously not his fault, but you can't rationalize that in any capacity.
It was created so that he couldn't rationalize it. So that it was his fault. And that's how he felt in his soul. And then the
cherry on top, which Snow couldn't have even imagined this, was him feeding his love the poison. That shit is the most horrific fucking thing. I understand why he's a drunk. I understand why he cannot live with anything. I get it. I fucking get it. Fair, valid, drink your life away. I get it. Yep. I get it. Like, there's no way that I could come back from that.
Nope. There's no way. Oh my God.
So, out of 5 stars, what do you give this book?
5.
Yeah. This book was so good.
So this is the best book.
Yeah. Yeah. It was so heartbreaking.
It was gut-wrenching.
Yeah. It is something that I cannot just reread for shits and giggles because it punches a hole in my chest.
Yeah. It's one of those things that you have to, like...
You need to prepare yourself to read that.
Oh my God.
Yeah. This was a goodie, but a toughie.
This was I like that. That's cute. This was a goodie, but a toughie.
Yeah. This one.
I mean, I cried. We both cried on camera. Like, just even thinking about this, in the moment, I was like,
horrible. Amazing and horrible.
Tragic.
Any final thoughts? Anything that we skipped that you want to talk about?
Okay. I do want to mention I want to mention one more thing around Plutarch.
Okay.
And I think that this is one of my favorite interactions that they have, where they're talking about, like, Plutarch goes, no, I do. I see the hangings and the shootings and the starvation and the Hunger Games. I do. Plutarch says, and yet I still don't think the fear they inspire justifies this arrangement we've all entered. Do you? We stare at him. He's not taunting or mocking us. He's genuinely asking, why do you agree to it? Why do I? For the matter, why have people always agreed to it? It's almost like a game still to him. I almost feel like he has a fascination for human interactions. Like, I cannot place why he does what he does.
I can't either.
I can't place it. He's so confusing to me. But I remember highlighting this and thinking, like, it almost feels like he is a scientist and these humans are his experiment. This is what it gives me.
I just think that he's like, I don't even know. I don't think he sees them as an experiment, but I think that he has something bigger going on in his head that we don't know about. I really want to know. My interest is so piqued with Plutarch. I would love a Plutarch book.
She has to give it to us.
I mean, you would think.
Okay, the other thing I want to say. This is one of the moments that I cried. Like, maybe not like ugly cried like Haymitch's moment, but like I shed a tear or two. Is the moment where he's up in a tree with one of the other newcomers, and Silka is at the bottom, and they're all just eating chocolate, crying.
Oh. And he throws a chocolate at her. Which, how did she not be like, where the fuck did this chocolate come from?
But she knew he was up there.
Did she?
Yeah. In the book, it's implied that all of them are there because, like, they're alone. And they're kids.
Yeah.
It just, in the writing, it's like they're just kids and they want chocolate. And, like, it's just crazy to me because I'm like, they're not even, like, even 18 to me feels like little. Even 18, and I know, like, they're adults in this country or whatever, but, like, even 18 looks little to me.
It is.
It's just, like, these are so little.
Yeah.
And I think that part made me cry. It made me shed a tear or two because I'm like,
it does speak to their innocence. And it is a sad.
Like, they don't want to kill each other.
Yeah.
They don't want to kill at all. They're just trying to survive.
That is a really sad part.
Yeah. So I remember highlighting that part. But I think overall, 5 stars. It has to be my favorite in the world.
I would give it 5 stars too.
Yeah.
And listen, the Hunger Games trilogy will always be forever special in my heart.
100%.
But objectively speaking, this is the best book.
This is the best book.
It is.
This was meant to punch you.
Yeah.
Like, in your heart. Like, it was just, and that's what I think, like, and we've talked about this on and off in our different podcast episodes, and we're like, we want to feel something.
Yeah, I want you to destroy me.
Yeah, and that's the best
This
way
is exactly what I want.
This is what I want. This is what reading is. It's like, it makes you get engrossed in this world. This character, you're feeling what he's feeling. You're looking at this tragedy unfold. There's no chance. You're just in it, and it sucks. But she delivered.
She did. Over-delivered. Amazing.
Oh my God.
Amazing.
Who can read this book and not feel
depressed?
No, but just feel like what you said, like, would destroy me. Like, I just want to read this and feel like I felt anxious. I felt anticipatory distress. I felt, what is going to happen? I felt like, what is happening? Like, I felt everything here.
Mm-hmm.
And then he never talked about Lenore for years and years and years.
It's so good, so sad.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're watching this at this point, we've ruined the whole book for you, but definitely this is something that you need to go into knowing what's going to happen. Because if you just read this, like, oh, what happens in this Hunger Games?
What's in this book?
Prepare for devastation.
Yeah.
Like, you need to know the outcome. And when I say the outcome, I'm not saying the whole thing ruined, but know that Haymitch wins and that everyone that he loves dies, because he says it already in the second book of the Hunger Games.
Yeah.
But this book was amazing. I highly recommend it if you've read the trilogy.
A little bit about our setup, really quick.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So we have our
gumdrops.
death-creating gumdrops.
Poison
Our
gumdrops.
poison gumdrops. We have our ladybugs.
Our little mutt ladybugs.
Little mutt ladybugs. Thank God that didn't end up somewhere.
I know.
But and then we have a lot of necklaces for Miss Maysilee Donner.
Mm-hmm.
I think Maysilee was my favorite character.
Haymitch was my
Well,
favorite.
like Haymitch is like number one, of
Other
course.
than
But
Haymitch,
like
yeah, I don't know. I'd say Maysilee, Ampert, I really felt for him. I really, really felt for him.
Yeah.
And he like knew, like, I'm not coming out of this game alive.
No.
Like, even if I could win, like, they're never gonna let me win.
No. He knew that. He was there to be sacrificed to
as
punishment.
for
Yeah.
what-
To
and I
punish
think
his
at some
father.
point Haymitch says something about like, why doesn't Beete like, I don't know, run away or do something? Like, oh, why doesn't Beete do like the blowing up the arena or whatever? And somebody says like his wife is pregnant with their next kid. Like, he can't. He still has things to lose.
Dios mío. Dios, oh my God, horrible.
But yeah.
But anyways, well, I think just really quick, right? I think the thing with Maysilee is that I think that just Suzanne delivers again a complex character that you can't help but love by the end.
I just love how she didn't have to explain her bitchiness. Like, she just was. Because
she just is who that person is.
Because I fucking said what I said.
Yeah. And I did what I did.
Yeah. Well, and I was a bitch. And it was funny. You were itchy, Haymitchy. She was cruel to them somewhat. You know, she was mean. But, like, she was like, and I don't need to tell you about that.
Yeah.
And I love how they mentioned the Mockingjay pin. She's not even wearing it.
No, she hated it.
Yeah,
she was like, ugh,
it's ugly.
dumb.
But I like that you find out that Tam Amber, I think it was, is the one who crafted it.
Crafted it.
And it's like,
and it was still passed down. We keep
coming back to the Coveys.
Yeah.
The thing that in the beginning of Snow's journey affected him. Sorry. The thing that in the beginning of Snow's journey affected him so much was the Covey. It was Lucy Gray. Yeah. And then at the end, she's still there. Lucy Gray in spirit. In some kind of way, the Covey is still there at the end 100%. For his demise. I love that.
Yeah.
And also, somebody pointed out how, like, the District 12
well-written series.
Like, Haymitch has a gold. It's rare, you know, solid gold. He has a solid gold flint striker. Katniss has a solid gold Mockingjay pin.
Yeah.
Like, pretty significant.
Yeah. 5 out of 5.
5 out of 5 for me.
This is definitely a book that I don't even know what I expected. Like, I knew how it was going to end, so I didn't think it was going to break my heart so much.
Same.
But it, like, just did. Mm-hmm. I think one of my favorite books.
Cut that out.
Okay.
I swallowed my saliva again. Por el camino viejo.
You okay? One of my favorite books. And I think this wraps up our book, Hunger Game universe.
Yeah.
We are going to have a couple more episodes.
2 more, right?
For now.
For now.
So our next episode is we're going to go dive into the Mockingjay movie and compare it to the books.
Yep.
To the book, Mockingjay movies, to the book. And then we will probably do the song.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah, the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. And so we're still going to be in the Hunger Games, but we are going to wrap up the book part of this. Mm-hmm. So join us next time.
Thanks for watching.
We'll
Bye.
Bye.